Without you, a new weapon. I don't contemplate. I meditate off your head. It's that push against the bed. It's that I got. Yo, what's happening, man? Y'all already know what it is. This Twice Talk, and we are listeners supported by 91.5 The Rebel, HD2, Las Vegas, the broadcast service of UNLV. And you guys know I'm always accompanied by the amazing Oak. How are you feeling today?
I'm great today.
Great today. Lovely, lovely. And if you guys didn't notice, we have the lovely DejaNay here in the studio with us, and she's going to grace us with her presence today.
What's up? Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, no, we appreciate you for coming.
Face.
Appreciate you for coming. So, if you guys didn't know as well, kind of dropping a lot of didn't know, did you know, we might just be the new questionnaire. Who knows? But DejaNay, excuse me, pardon my French. You know, my R's come out real rugged sometimes. Mm-hmm. But you are also a musician, correct?
Yes, sir. Singer, songwriter.
Oh, you write your own songs too?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, so we know that you have a new single that just came out.
Boy Up.
Boy Up. Who
Up.
got the pleasure and who was the inspiration behind that song?
So that song was actually created with a producer that I was working close with a couple years ago named Marty in LA. And that's actually one of the only beats that I sat with the producer and made it. Usually producers send me beats and I just write to it. But he just started with the 808, that doom, 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 and it reminded me of Snoop Dogg.
With the Pharrell?
Yeah, so for a while I just kept saying that.
Yeah, I caught that too.
Yeah.
I like how you came off on that.
Yeah, Boy Up just came. So,
yeah. Okay. So you doesn't make anybody ever got like jealous of your music or anything like that? You have any haters or what's going on?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, I'm sure there's people, because we all have our different, opinions on music. I know if somebody didn't care for my music, I wouldn't be mad because we all have their preference. But nobody's be like, your music sucks.
and what would you say if somebody told you that?
I'd probably laugh. Thank you for sharing your opinion. I mean, when I had a YouTube channel, when I would do covers, like you would get that type, random
all
people
kind of comments.
Your mouth is ugly, like things like that.
They would hit you with that. Hey, you must be a celebrity.
People are mean on the internet.
Yeah, like you.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know you be on there on everybody net.
Whatever lies.
What? That's a lie. Come on. Oh,
I'm a little aggressive, but it's okay.
A little aggressive.
I'm no more aggressive than Slim on social media. Bells.
Stop lying.
Stop lying. So, okay, that leads me into what I wanted to talk to you about, Miss DejaNay. Me and Oak be going back and forth all the time, so she wanted to bring a heavy hitter out today, okay? And so we often have these clashes between men and women. So that's your part of today. And hopefully you guys are on one. Hopefully you guys are on one accord today, because me and Slim are gonna come right for your noggin. And
Slim's not in this. Slim's not in this.
Oh, so it's 2 versus 1?
Slim's gonna be the producer.
100% in this.
100%.
That's why I brought Trey with me. Not only is he the cameraman, but he might need to jump in the side, one time.
Okay, so we got another hour.
Okay.
So it's 3 of us.
Well, guess what? Well, we gonna spit facts, and that's just gonna be that, and then we're gonna see how you bounce back. You feel me?
He wrote that before he came.
Hey, I'm right now, babe. I just be thinking twice. That's all. But you said aggression. Is what looks better, or which one is frowned upon more, I should say? Aggression from a man or aggression from a woman?
Definitely men.
It's frowned upon more?
Yes.
Definitely. I guess it kind of depends on where and what's taking place.
Well, okay, let's talk about how...
I feel like when a man is aggressive in public, some people may say like, oh my gosh, he's being violent or something like that. But when a woman is aggressive in public, it might be something like, oh, she's mean, she's the B word. So I think that they both can be bad for both female and male.
And it also depends on what you are being aggressive towards. Like, say, I know you if we're not in public, or are we just talking about public situations in general?
Well,
or say if I'm with...
It could even be on social networks.
It's definitely found more upon men, because I feel like men are expected to turn the other cheek, or to be a man and not engage in random arguments or
arguments online.
Yep. Men
Don't
have it
look
harder.
at me upside. Men have it harder.
That's what
I wouldn't say that.
I think that
No,
I think that
we're
when
talking
men
about
are not
aggression,
aggressive, I think that when men are not aggressive, they might be emasculated. So I don't think it's anything wrong with a man being aggressive or assertive. I think that when women are aggressive and assertive, then they get labeled different things like you're not acting ladylike, stay in a lady's place, stay in a woman's place. So that's very different than just arguing online. Online, men can come off sassy, and I think that's where it gets weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird for a man to be sassy? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Well, give me like a quote or a sassy quote or a saying that's like a man would be like sassy. And what is sassy? Like,
boo boo.
That's not the sassy. Yeah, I'm thinking
That's
sassy, like,
Boom.
But you mean like crybaby or sometimes? Like,
I mean, when they're just like kind of being like bratty online, like we've seen people go at it on social media.
and it all depends on what's being talked about. If it's
Right.
like flirtatious, then I feel like men have it. Like if a man is being aggressively flirtatious, then you're like, all right, ease up. But if the woman is like aggressive, some men be like, oh, okay, like she knows what she wants. It just depends on the context that the aggression is used to.
Right.
That goes into the discussion we had last week
About creeps.
about
Slim
some new
basically
creep.
told us that he was a creep.
Yeah.
At least we can admit
He
it.
told us he was a creep.
Did you say the
It
words
wasn't
"I'm a
two
creep"?
words.
Did you say
This
the word?
conversation never happened.
Way to pause.
Yes,
Come
he
on.
did. He basically said he was a creep. So basically, he told us about a situation or situations that have happened where if a woman presses up on a man, it's like, okay, she's being harmless. But when men do the same exact thing that women do, men become creeps. Like, oh my God, that's a creep.
If you don't want him on you.
Exactly.
But that's it. But I mean, a man can say the same thing. If there's a girl at the club that you seen with the lights on a little, when she went to the bathroom and she like grinding on you, you could be like, yo, like
That happened to you?
chill.
That be happening to you all the time?
What, women being aggressive? Absolutely. Women press up on me all the time. No, I'm being serious though.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell y'all the difference.
All right.
Example, my job. There was a gentleman who women thought
Was a creep, probably because he was.
was a creep. They said, he was staring and doing, weird stuff.
Staring too hard?
They thought he was following them.
He probably was.
He's no longer.
He probably.
Like
Maybe.
women, that's a plural
Maybe
word.
he's no longer working with us.
Maybe he got fired.
Maybe if you're stalking.
So
Being a creep.
Right.
there are women who are
Don't like being followed.
There are women who are even more aggressive about other men at the job who are still working at the job, doing to me the same thing that he was doing or accused of doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. That's the double standard.
So they were.
If a man does it,
Thank
it's
you.
a fear.
So there was men
Thank you,
complaining
Slim.
like there's like how is a woman?
Well,
being
see, he
aggressive?
left the part out that the woman, be violating him, rubbing all on the booty and all kind of everything.
He did not say that.
Yeah, going through his cubicle, making him drop his stapler so he got to bend
Don't
over, all kind of everything. He
No,
didn't tell
that's not
Going
what
Oh.
through his.
I think the difference
Yeah.
is why men become creeps is because I can't overpower a man. I can't
Right.
overpower him. So if he keeps pressing up on me, I might feel a little shocked. Like I tense up. I'll be like, oh shoot, or I might be like, look, listen, don't do that.
So let me ask you this: who are bigger creeps, men or women? Men are bigger creeps?
Mhm.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I mean,
Did you not
like,
just hear 2 weeks ago talking about
I didn't.
how she be watching the gray sweatshirts?
No, I
Sweatpants?
said that. I think that's pervy when men post.
And she
stuff
said
like
she
that.
always be watching.
lies.
Oh.
I mean,
Lies.
men are
Men
openly
are-
more. They're more open about their creepiness. I feel like women hide their creepy.
Okay,
their
so
creepy ways.
oh yeah.
In
So
creepy ways.
so who gossips more, men or women?
Gossips more?
Yes,
Yeah, I think that men do.
women.
It depends on.
See,
It,
there we
they-
go.
Because men
Three
be
versus
like, let me
one.
tell my bro. Let me tell my
Right.
bro. Like y'all just be bickering and talking about everything way more than women. Women keep some stuff to themselves because they don't feel comfortable sharing everything with other women.
How many women just talk facts? Women don't
What do
talk
you-
facts.
Well, what's
So
They be like,
what
oh, this
so
made
we
me
so
feel like
we're here
this.
talking.
We
This made me
gossiping
feel
is
like
false?
this.
Is gossiping fake news or is gossiping just talking about stuff that don't pertain to you?
Definitely fake news when coming from women.
What? Okay.
Definitely.
So, and that's how y'all feel, right?
Hey.
So that don't matter. Y'all just.
But you already said women gossip more than men.
It depends. Men gossip too. I'm not saying that y'all sit around and talk about. I mean, even with sports, like that's gossiping. Y'all be talking, oh, you'll see.
That's not
Like
nowhere.
it is. Like it's not your
No.
business. Like y'all not seeing any of their money. Oh, you see, it got signed for $2.8 million. Like y'all not touching any of that money. What are you talking about it for? But when we talking about our homegirl, like, oh, you know, we're talking about our homegirl, like, for real. Like, if we're talking about real life situation, like, oh, I just, found my man in a bed with it. Like, that's a real. Like,
let's not act like men don't have group chats.
Right.
Okay, and I bet y'all group chats be lit up.
Yes.
Right. And honestly, I didn't even make a group chat until I seen that men had a bunch of group chats. They be like, the group chat was lit. The group chat.
I hate group chats.
Why?
I mean,
go too fast.
I mean, what? Yeah, I just if I'm not looking at it, I don't feel like going and rereading it.
80 messages.
And then I'm trying to read it, somebody else writes, and then it goes to the bottom. Like I don't.
That's them.
You need somebody that's
right. I need somebody to read them out loud when I get text.
You need an assistant already?
Yeah, just read them. Just read the messages. Can you imagine somebody reading it?
reading all
the group chat messages? Like
you don't want to.
I like group chats. They're lit.
Okay, so
can you add me to yours? Because maybe mine are lit.
Wait, mine is a little too ratchet.
Yours be ratchet?
It gets crazy.
Let's see.
But it's all fun. But men, when y'all gossip, y'all make it like y'all really be trying to drag people through the mud.
No, we talk facts. This A happened, B happened, C happened, and now this is about to happen.
Okay.
We don't be like, oh, it made me feel like this, and when he walked by, she was talking and hurt my feelings. No, we don't be on that. None of that.
So what do y'all imagine that guys gossip about when women aren't around?
Move over there.
Well, that's all y'all talk about.
Can I say something?
That's what we gossip about?
Can we? Yeah.
We don't
like who
partners who
smashing who,
right.
And then
yes,
I smashed her and now she's smashing him. That's crazy. Oh, he wiped her up? Why would he wipe her up?
5 years ago, she used to talk to my boy
now
in high school.
Now she
that's
what y'all gossip. Now she thinks that.
That's not what we talk about no more.
Y'all gossip on Facebook.
That's not what we talk about no more. It's hilarious.
Lies.
That was 2015.
It's 2017.
Lies. Men gossip.
We don't talk about that no more.
Men gossip.
All right, so speaking of gossip, who would you say is a better communicator, men or women? Women communicate better than men. So wait. Listen, this is the question. I'm gonna rephrase it.
He wants you to decide.
No, I heard your
Clearly,
question,
that was the wrong answer.
You had to correct me on my name.
DejaNay,
like, are you sure it's not DejaNay? It's DejaNay. Like, no, I'm pretty sure my name is DejaNay. I'm pretty sure.
See, now you have clarity.
Okay.
And the man, you know what your name is.
Ask the question in a different format.
So, women, what you're saying is that women relay the message they're trying to get better than men. No.
You can communicate.
Yes.
That's what communicate is.
Depending.
Make sure your message gets to the receiver.
That's one part of communication.
And what other? I can't do nothing about you. Only thing I can do
is two ways. It goes like this.
So who communicates
don't
better?
Communicate at all.
But
women at least vocalize.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all just don't want to hear how women feel because women are emotional beings. Men are straight. Like that's y'all are more like
they
point A to B. So you just have to understand women gather information differently than men. We feelers. That's how we express ourselves. If we're women have intuition. If we're feeling like, oh, I feel like you're playing me, or I feel like more than likely that's true, and y'all ain't trying to hear it because y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't want to hear it because you don't want to hear about feeling. No. I mean, everybody's imagination is crazy.
No, women's are worse.
No, it's not.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How often do feelings change within a year?
Stop asking us questions.
How do you
like
what am I supposed to say?
Every day?
Of course.
Men get emotional too. Y'all get emotional too. What y'all do is y'all squash y'all feelings, and y'all will just
operate off logic. Thank you.
No.
After we squash our feelings, we operate off.
No, what
logic.
y'all do is hide your feelings. What you do is hide your feelings.
Y'all logic sucks sometimes. I just want to let y'all know.
Because y'all hide y'all feelings and act like y'all not really feeling a certain way.
So
When
men
y'all
try
really
to hold this
that's not
facade
good communication.
that y'all don't feel. See, that's what it is. Men don't like to, because we feel, and we'll let you know. Y'all feel and be like, oh, I'm feeling this. I'm acting like a woman. I'm acting like a woman right now. Like, y'all don't express your feelings until, like, okay, so you have a chick and you're feeling her, and you don't let her know that you don't do nice things for her. You don't, hit her back or whatever. But you're feeling her, but you don't want to give off too much, right? And then she like, all right, cool, I'm done. Oh, but as soon as but I feel so much for you. Like, oh, now you feel. But when we were, you trying to mask those feelings because you don't want to be feminine.
Hey, yeah, I hear.
That's how dating is.
I hear the damage. But guess what?
I hear your damages. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna bust your bubble real quick right now because I'm gonna go back to their one point. Mm-hmm. Once I touch on the previous point that you try to run away from. You think don't be catching.
What point did I try to run away from?
The fact that women don't communicate better than men.
Talk to her twice.
I didn't agree with.
No, the reason being, let's just use this one as an example. Oak is hungry. What's Oak going to tell me?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I want to eat.
That's not true.
What else you gonna say?
You know how much food there is in this world? Like,
women
if
get
you
mad
ask me
when
what
they're
I
hungry.
eat, I have to think about
instead of telling somebody they're hungry.
And then she has to
like.
I think that's a bad reference.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's a bad reference?
Yeah.
How often a woman will expect you to read her mind? That's not communication. She's like, if you don't know what's wrong, I'm gonna get even madder. Like, am I supposed to read your mind?
Y'all be acting dumb.
No.
Been through some things.
Sometimes y'all be men act clueless, and it's like, look, bro, you know me, you know what I don't like. And I don't think so. I think that they're not clueless and they just try to pretend to be like, oh.
I be doing that. I'm gonna keep it real. I play dumb just to
see why.
So I don't have
when we get mad like, oh, you
so
can't.
I don't have more expectations.
Why am I here?
Silly.
Twice is a scumbag.
It's a scumbag. Okay, so.
Man, this is hilarious.
So do you feel like men have more double standards against them than women?
I do. And here's another one. Do you believe which is better? Or which one is frowned upon more? Or you get laughed at? If a man cries or a woman cries?
Women get laughed at for crying.
Women get laughed at
when men cry, you supposed to take it real serious. Like, oh my gosh, he's crying.
You laugh later, really but at that point.
When women cry, y'all just be like, oh my gosh, you in your feelings, whatever.
What?
Y'all just tease.
Okay,
are y'all
it depends on if she cries right ugly. Now? Like if she cries ugly, if when she cries like her face is ugly, then you laugh at that.
Yeah, you laugh at
y'all make memes. That Kim K meme when she was crying, like that was why everybody laughed. Well, Michael Jordan, no way.
Yeah,
that's exactly where I was going. Michael Jordan is an epic meme.
No way. Let's not base it off of memes though. Let's base it off of real situations. If we were all in this room and I started to cry versus one of these guys crying, who's going to be taken more seriously?
You.
Definitely.
No, y'all going to be like, oh, here she go. I don't even have to cry. Y'all be like, look at her crying.
Three guys are definitely going to be giving you a hug. And then the guy over there.
We're going to tell him to leave the room.
We're going to be like,
get his stuff together.
I have to agree with
y'all
them
like
for
to
that.
pretend like y'all like that.
That's definitely what's going to happen.
Because when men cry, they are told, man up. Like,
he's definitely going to get told man up.
But I mean,
you should make a song.
But that's why you would take it seriously because it never happened.
I could, but
so you're going to be more tuned in. I would think.
Oh, wait! Did you just heard that? She said she's gonna put a diss track out on
I should write a song called "Man Up." I said I could, but it's gonna be a diss track. Like y'all ain't gonna like it.
No, see,
it's gonna be like an anthem, like the lemonade, like lemonade.
Oh yeah. Well, what you could do.
What could I do?
Is.
Hold up, wait. Anybody got a piece of paper and a pencil? Let me write this
down. What you could do is target those manly women out there that be acting like men.
Ooh, what?
That masculine women.
What is that even? What, like dress like dudes?
No, the women that act like men.
How?
How do you? What?
I'm gonna read off a couple qualities. I want you to tell me if they're masculine or they're feminine.
All right.
Can we do that?
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral. You know what I'm saying? That's all we asking for. So
okay.
one of them, independence. That masculine or feminine?
That's neutral.
It's neutral.
I mean, independent. Are you
independent?
Yeah.
A woman can't be. Both can be independent. So I'm gonna say neutral. When I think of independence, I don't think men are independent. If I'm basing off of what I've seen in my life, I would immediately go to women.
Yeah, it depends. You have to say, is this before Beyonce or after?
Is this before Beyonce?
What?
You have to change the whole thing. After that,
For sure.
it became neutral.
For sure.
Anyways, I don't think it's either masculine or feminine.
How?
I just said it. I literally just said why.
I'm now messing up.
I don't think that it's either because men and women can both be independent.
That's
yeah?
That's what I said.
Simple.
Okay. So, nurturing.
Women.
Feminine for sure.
That's feminine?
Yes, that's biologically, like, that women grow children inside of our beings.
Okay.
Like, men can't do that, and that's the instinct, the nurturing instinct. That's a woman's instinct. That's why men gravitate towards women, because when men like to be nurtured, like their mother used to treat them, and that's why.
Are you nurturing?
I'm a mother too, so
yeah, I felt like I felt real offended almost.
Don't.
Yeah, I felt like you were trying to say I don't know what I'm doing.
Women are more nurturing than men. Next question.
Do you agree? Twice.
No, I don't.
Please explain.
So
why.
please explain how men are more nurturing than women.
There's more stay-at-home dads than ever.
What you say?
There's more stay-at-home dads than ever. Men are learning and know how to be nurturing.
Stay-at-home dads because single women are working.
Yeah, because they're independent.
So that means that they're more nurturing than women.
So then you agree that women are more independent?
No, they actually independent is a masculine.
Sorry, we going back.
Independent is a masculine.
But no, you
trait,
said.
But
okay,
most women will say it's feminine.
All right.
Okay, and nurturing to you is a masculine trait.
No,
because of stay-at-home dads.
Because of
it's a transitioning.
Because there's more stay-at-home dads than there are single moms.
Yeah.
Independent single moms working.
Yep.
Go ahead. Next question.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I feel like you're trying to throw some shade.
No shade.
Don't
shade.
get him tight.
No, I ain't trying to get you tight.
No, I'm never tight. Never tight. Never. So, is there some things that what women can do that men can't? Like what would you? Is that right?
Yeah.
That's factual.
Did you know?
Well,
we're talking about facts here.
Yeah, see, and that was a masculine thing to say.
How?
Because you just said facts.
How? Oh my
God, you're not even. This isn't even a real conversation.
Well, you would. No, it's not. we were talking about facts.
And let's talk about sexuality. One double standard that stands out to me is the bisexual standard, like of women being bi, but men can't be bisexual.
Okay.
I don't think it's fair.
You don't think it's fair?
No, I don't. I don't think it's fair. I feel like if a man feels like he's bisexual and he likes men and women, then he's bisexual. But some people will say, no, that man's gay.
Yes.
Yes.
And so what you want?
Why do you say that?
You want a man? You want
I never said I wanted a bisexual
two-way man.
That's not what I said.
You like two-way men?
No.
She did not. No, that's not.
That don't.
That
don't give me. We can't. Are we allowed to discuss this?
We don't have to get graphic.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I see. I don't think it's fair, but I wouldn't. I agree. If I knew, like, there was an episode in Insecure where she, he told her that he
was bi, or he had an experience.
Yes, he had an experience with his friend, and that completely turned her off from him. I feel like that wouldn't happen with me because I can't look at you and like see.
And that was after she
kissing another man. Like, that's not how I want.
And that was your man.
No. This is a show. This can't. None of the dudes I talk to, I know.
So what show is this?
Insecure.
So I've never seen that show, but what does it tackle? A lot of like black issues.
Yes.
How did you get turned onto that show?
Well, my sister is actually a producer on the show.
Nice.
So yeah, she's actually she
awesome.
worked closely with Issa Rae. She was a line producer
Your sister's
for
name?
Denise Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a line producer for Awkward Black Girl, and so they kind of just brought her on board for HBO.
That's dope.
I was reading an article about them or the show, I guess, trying to give light to a lot of like new music that's coming out and not really going towards the more established music, I guess. It's trying to give light to newer artists.
Yeah.
How does that like does your sister like play a part in that, and how does that seem to you? How does that feel to you?
It's more so my sister doesn't have anything to do with the music. It's Kier Lehman, and I know Raphael Sadiq had his. I know he is working with the music as well, but I know she does want to break new artists, and they do have like Kendrick Lamar, SZA. I know Bryson Tiller, Jasmine Sullivan. I think released a song or something for them, but I know Issa has a lot to do with the songs that are being picked. Issa, Melina, and then the music supervisor. They actually, she's been able to put songs in there that she's grew up listening to from childhood. So she's, yeah.
Nice.
My song's gonna be episode 5 on Sunday, the 20th. Quick plug.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they just they have a lot of artists. I know a lot of artists submit to them, so I'm very
nice. So your sister, do you ever get like inspiration from her?
Oh, of course. My sister is amazing. She hasn't clocked in for a 9 to 5 since she graduated high school, and she's almost 30. Like she's literally, started interning at BET and then just took off from there. Like she's really self-made, and to see a woman like we came from a single mother household, and our mom constantly working 2 jobs, and like just to see that you are able to pursue your dreams with your dad not being in the picture and all that is really, I'm very inspired by her every day.
That's dope. So like, do you think of, or does a song come to your mind when she comes to your mind, or is there a song that reminds you of her that you made, or
my sister?
Yeah.
The Wind Beneath My Wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when my mom used to always my mom used to always have us like perform different songs, and her song was always "The Wind Beneath My Wings" by Bette Midler. So
also she can sing too.
She can't sing. No.
Yeah.
No, not
So
at all.
everybody got that one
That's
song.
not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is she used to sing. But yeah, that's a song that if I had to pick a song.
Wind Beneath My Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when you gonna be on tour? What's going on? When can we catch you?
Whenever God says it's time.
Oh, yeah?
Envisioning it. That's something I do want for myself. So
Yeah.
I know.
You felt good on stage?
Oh yeah, that's what I've always liked to perform.
Yeah, cause I seen you on stage. I got to witness it live, and yeah, you know how to rock the stage for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can captivate a crowd easy.
Thanks.
Do you think while staying motivated and pursuing your career that it's important for a woman to stay single, or do you think that she can still manage all of that while keeping a healthy relationship?
It all depends on where you're at that time. I know a lot of the times I feel like I would be a lot further than I am today if I, completely focused on music without having a relationship, because I was just younger and not understanding the focus, and like you can get wrapped up in a relationship. But now that I've been single for a couple of years, and I do feel like that's important for me right now, because I know how I get in a relationship, and once I get more established in myself, I would like to have somebody to build with and to grow with, because ultimately that's very important in as a human, is growth, and I feel like relationships help heighten that growth.
Okay, fellas, she's single. She just told you. I think she said you like flowers too.
I didn't say that, but I do like flowers.
Oh yeah. See, I was
reading
your mind.
Do you think that when men and women are in a relationship, that women tend to give more or sacrifice more of themselves for men, or do you think that is equal?
I feel like women are more prone to do it up front quicker, whereas it takes longer for men to decide, like whether, because women, like, you see something like, oh, I like him, and this is who I want to be with. With men, it's like, okay, she's cool, but let me, like, they like, to wait and just make sure, or test the waters, whatever y'all like to do nowadays.
Whatever y'all like to do.
So I feel like you have to work, women have to, like, work harder to get that from men, and be more patient with men. I feel like men get it easier.
Do you think that's a generational thing, or do you think that that's like across all generations?
What?
So you had me for a second.
Men get.
But
what do you mean?
Oh, I agree with you for a second there.
And then what part did I lose you?
When
What do you when I say?
Far who sacrifices more, men and women?
Yeah, I feel like women sacrifice more than men. I said they get that sacrifice a little easier.
And then I wouldn't. That's the part I don't agree with.
How?
That men get the sacrifice easier.
Yeah, like women sacrifice themselves
more readily.
Yeah.
Than men do.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
To a relationship.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. For sure. Women can take more pain, so they can.
Unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
whatever.
Oh.
Anyway, do you think that I forgot the question I was asking? But basically, I wanted to know: do you think that the dynamics of dating in this generation is different from past generations?
Oh, definitely, and you can hear that in just the music today. Like I would listen to old school. I mean, yes, today we do have like love songs, whatever, but old school, like especially if you're listening to men back in the day, like that would really like just profess their love on like I love you, I want to be with you, like songs where they're just like truly like now.
Is that even cool these days?
Yes. I would love to turn on the radio and hear a man singing his heart out about truly being in love. Not I ain't gonna wife you tonight. Let's just do like that's really what it.
What if he knocked on your door though and then started singing?
Do I know him? Like, how did you get my address?
So that's
how did you get here? Like that's number one. Like
what if he dropped out of heaven? He just popped up.
Let's be realistic.
Didn't do that.
No,
but I think everybody kind of agrees to what she's saying. Like people would rather hear more love songs, and that's why everybody likes Bryson Tiller because he's talking about relationship struggles and remaining in relationship. So I think that everybody secretly likes that, but they try to front and put up a front like, oh, yeah, because we don't do relationship.
You can't be in love popping bottles at the club. Like you can't.
You don't think so?
No. Bars.
Oh, okay. So, DejaNay, I believe. My job is to teach love. Okay. If you were to define love, what would you say it is?
I feel like love is the force that drives everyone, even the things that are known to be evil. That's somehow a form of love because people obsess over. Just I don't know. It's a feeling that I don't know how to explain. I feel like love is everything that we are as humans. I mean, we have been taught differently. We've strayed away from it, but I feel like the ultimate of our being is love. I can't really explain it or describe it. I know it when I feel it.
Well, let me ask you this. You and your man in an argument. I don't know, to you, he did something retarded, stupid, clueless, whatever the word you like to use. And when you're cussing him out, because you do have a potty mouth sometimes. I've heard you cuss somebody out before.
When? Dang.
When? After I seen you leave the stage, the producer didn't do it right, and guess what you did?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Let him have it.
I was like, I cussed somebody out that day.
No, but when you get mad at somebody like that and you go over the top, is that still love? Do you still love that person when you're going at their neck like that?
In that moment, that's not love.
Oh,
we mistake it for love. At times, it could be some form of jealousy or envy. You have to get really to the bottom of it. But in that moment, not saying that you don't love that person, but in that moment, you're not expressing love. So no, that's not love.
When does it turn from tough love to abuse?
Tough love is, say, somebody didn't have a great show and you're letting them know okay, XYZ happened. But abuse is you suck, you're never it's really the way that you use your words, the context that you use your words is if your the purpose behind it. Like if you have ill intent towards a person, but if you're really trying to help somebody, then that's tough love. But if you are upset about something and you're trying to get them to change by physically abusing them, obviously that's even mentally abusing.
I think when it comes to tough love and just being hypercritical, one of those comes with a solution or advice instead of just ripping somebody apart.
So tough love has a solution.
Tough love has a solution. Has some words of advice for you, and it's going to come with some sensitivity with those words. Whereas just being abusive, you're just tearing somebody down.
Do you do that? No. You don't tear people down? You be making me feel like I'm nothing sometimes.
I don't make you feel like anything.
Yeah, you be making exactly nothing. That's what I just told you. Yeah, so dead or alive, one person that you would want to go to have lunch with right now, who would it be?
Dead or alive.
Yep.
One person I would want to have lunch with. Right now, at this time, probably Tupac.
You want to eat with Tupac?
I would love to eat with
What
Tupac.
you gonna ask him?
What would I ask Tupac? I don't know.
Yeah?
I would just
ask him about his thug life tat?
No. Oh. No. I like what Tupac was trying to do as far as speaking to the people that he was very strategic in in what he did. Like he made sure all the gangbangers, all that, were listening to him. But in reality, those are really the people that can make a difference in the world. So I feel like that's one reason why he was killed, is because he could have impacted Black youth in ways that a lot of people wouldn't have appreciated, especially Black men. Because I feel like
keep going.
Let
it rub. Let it rub.
I feel like, honestly, like, Black men to me are the most powerful as far as strength, as far as, and like, and Get Out, like, how just that whole thing, that's very true. And I feel like that scares a lot of people, so that they don't necessarily want progress or success, or because it's like, what can, what are they able to do, or they are able to actually, stand up for themselves, and I feel like that's the message that Pac, that's what he was getting to before. I mean, obviously it ended too soon.
So what kind of message do you like to relay in your music?
It all depends on what I'm feeling, honestly. When my music, I feel like, comes from a place of creation that I can't really explain. Like, when I write songs, they just come to me like they're already written. Like, where I feel like that's, to me, like, I've always known my gift, and I've always known that was from God. And so sometimes I feel like songs have been already written, so I'm not really sitting there like, all right, I really want to portray this message through this song. But whatever I'm feeling at that moment, like, I hope it resonates with whatever. Like, Boy Up is like more of a dance
like
track,
club,
but I do have songs that are more heartfelt, and it just depends on what I'm feeling at that time.
Okay.
I feel like when I listen to Boy Up, it's like a woman taking the initiative.
Yeah.
Kind of like
masculine.
Holla at a guy.
Exactly. Yeah, because it was more so like she's going after what she wants. Like, it's like more of I thought of it more of like a one night stand. Like, especially like you're going to the club, and like usually you don't. I've never left with anybody from the club because I'm not interested.
Never?
Like, no, just because I
have fun at the club?
I have a great time. I have a great time. Yeah, but I mean.
So it was
I
about
feel like like a woman like approaching a man at the club, and like, okay, like dancing, and just like, all right, I'm leaving, like telling my girl that I came with, all right, I'll see y'all later, I'm gonna go, that's another double standard. Like, if a woman were to have a one night stand, and you're like, okay, well, like,
or even just approaching men. Some men will say, oh, she's thirsty, she's pressing, oh, let a man come to you. Do you think that applies when it comes to dating, beyond sex? Because when it's just sex, somebody probably wouldn't care. It's like, whatever, I just want to have sex anyways. But when it comes to like dating and wanting to be taken seriously, do you think that it's acceptable or proper for a woman to take the initiative in that situation?
I mean, it depends on the boundaries that you've set with that person. I mean,
politically.
Well, let's say you just met this person. Like, it's a guy in here, and you just you're like, oh, he looks nice. He's interesting.
If it's something that I wanted to do at that time, then I would, if that's what I wanted, and I wouldn't think of like, oh, if he doesn't respect me, it probably wouldn't even have happened anyways, because I would never give myself to somebody who I felt like would disrespect me anyways. But I mean, like, it just depends. I mean, I've had one night stand, but that's like, but even still, like, I still respected myself. I still respect myself saying that out loud. So it's like, somebody can think like, oh, whatever, because women aren't supposed to do that. But in reality, it all depends on how you view yourself in it. Because in the end, that's all that matters anyways, because people are going to say whatever.
Okay. I'm going to cut right to the jugular.
Okay.
Jugular.
So, what's the time you were the most aggressive towards a man? Like, and you just wanted him, and you just ran up on him, this, that, what you say? Yeah, let him know. What's up? Right. I'm digging you.
I don't think...
You never did that?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Never?
I mean, I've been flirtatious. Like, I'm naturally a flirtatious person, but I'm not, like, pushing all up on you and, like, all in your face. And, like, I don't think I've really, like... Nothing to my knowledge.
Okay, have you ever ran up on somebody in the club? Like,
ran up on them?
Like, hey,
yeah, hey, what's up?
I don't recall, but I don't put that past.
Right.
I don't put myself past doing something like that.
Oh, I probably would.
I'm an aggressive person. So if I see something and I'm like interested, I might, but I'm not going to be like, I like you and I want you. Yeah,
that's
we could do it the easy
way, or we could do it the hard way.
Well, what would be your icebreaker?
You have to give them the eye.
Oh,
I
that's
give
it.
them the eye, then that's the green light, and then they respond, and then you
That's
can
it?
either put yourself out there or not.
Oh, out here dropping
Another
gems.
double standard.
Another
That is
double
not
I wonder if a guy try
standard.
that. Let me just.
Give them the eye.
Yeah, give him the eye, see if it'll
What a
work.
girl gonna look at you like you lost
Guys,
your
guys
mind?
do.
You got that
They
right.
throw you the smile.
You want me Let me get that out for you. That's about
I
it.
think somebody needs to get him some water.
Right.
He needs some milk.
For real, for real.
Well, I'm sorry you men can't give women the eye.
Man, but see,
I was
we gotta do the bite lip
Yeah,
or
you would be
something.
group chatted about
Don't
that.
bite your lip at a
What?
woman.
No,
Don't
why
do
not?
Dudes have their
That's not-
special little things that they do, like that y'all
Yeah.
practice.
So what's
I feel like dudes practice things.
Hold on,
out
let's talk
there.
about this.
What do you interpret guys as practicing that they perform at clubs?
Oh, like that? The
Like
lean too?
The lean, like
We don't
you
even
listen to your
lean.
boy and like see,
The
like,
nudge.
here,
The nudge.
like, you got the nudge.
That one is for sure.
That's for
A lot of other stuff I don't know what you're talking about. But
Nah,
that
nah.
nudge, talk to the boy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she can see.
Right, you know, you
That one for
that's
sure.
what you
That,
might say.
that's fact. See,
Real women.
so you guys are 1 for 10. Good.
What? Who's keeping score?
Exactly. And I still have a whole bunch.
Story.
You know, I got aging, I got homies, single, teenage pregnancy. A lot of that, it falls on the woman being the wrong person.
That's my point, exactly.
Right.
The woman being wrong.
Double standard.
Wrong. That's the
Oh my
woman wrong.
Anyway.
That's all we need to know.
All right. Anyway, so let's get back to dating in this generation.
Okay.
See, and that's a prime example of dating in this generation, is what he said.
Everybody wants to point the finger.
Wrong. Women wrong.
Everybody wants to point the finger.
That's what.
I'm not pointing a finger.
Everybody wants to point the finger, and it's usually towards women. When men are supposed to be the leaders, so don't point your fingers at us.
Well, the women are trying to lead now.
So what?
So guess what?
That's because
So
That's a problem.
they're
look
taking
what the man has
a
taken.
man's spot.
Look.
That's hard, right?
It is. Because
Anyway,
I don't look
So
good in a dress.
what's a man's spot?
I don't
You don't have
know.
to- you don't have to put on a dress, but what's a man's spot? Like, what to you? What's a man's spot? Like, what is a role as a man? Like, what's the spot?
Decision making.
That's it.
That's one. You said spot.
So that's it. Just as long as you can make decisions, I can make decisions. You ready to take? Like, that's it. It's easy then to take a man's spot if that's all it is. If that's all it entails is making decisions, I can do that. I mean, I think about my decisions a little bit more and the consequences of those decisions, so it's going to take a little bit longer to make those decisions. Y'all just, I think this, I'm going to just do it. Like, y'all don't think about consequences.
How you figure that? You ever heard of the scientific method?
Oh my God. Yes, we've heard of it.
Yes. We got hypotheses
Use it every day.
before everything. Any decision made.
So what else
Oh
do
my
you
God.
think? What else do you think
I'm
causes
just
this
saying.
generation dating abilities or dating etiquette to suffer? Like both of you.
I feel like it's appreciation on both sides. Like,
There's
a
not
lot
enough
of-
appreciation.
on either side. I feel like a lot of men nowadays don't appreciate when a good woman is in their life. Then a lot of the times it's their boy talking them out of it. It's themselves. They feel like they don't deserve a good woman, or I feel like it's not appreciating. Like sometimes women don't appreciate men as well. It's just it goes both ways. I feel like that is definitely taken.
So how are you appreciated? Or how do you feel appreciated the most? Or what kind of activities make you feel appreciated?
It's not even activities. It's more
Events?
so of being understood. When understanding that as a woman, I am going to have feelings. I am going to have more feelings than you, and I'm going to express those feelings. So whether or not you actually listen to me, that lets me know if you care about me and respect me. Because any man that I'm with is going to respect how I feel. Because if not, then you're going to keep doing what I want to feel, appreciated.
How many times has a guy called you crazy?
Crazy.
I mean,
Keep it a buck.
Yes.
all of my boyfriends call me crazy, but
Yeah,
but I'm
you know.
not.
Yeah, sure.
No, I've done. I mean, I have done crazy things. You know, but a lot of dudes have. I've had a lot of boyfriends that have done equally. When you're in love, if you're in love, let's exit that out, because when emotions are involved, you can do some crazy things.
And when you were doing your crazy stuff, did you get your message across?
Yes, my message was very clear.
Loud and clear.
Absolutely. He understood. He ain't gonna walk all over me. Silly. Yes, absolutely, and that's why you resort to that sometimes because.
I believe it.
Why do y'all think the dating etiquette has changed for this generation? Because in past generations, people dated to get in relationships. Mm-hmm. And if you watched one of our previous shows with Twix, he was saying that you don't have to date to get in relationships. You can just date, which is odd to me. But nowadays,
it just seems like people aren't really dating to be in relationships right now. And people aren't really dating. It's more so of a sexual interaction. You know, people are more, everything is instant gratification. Like, I want it now. Like, people don't want to work and build with anything. Like, they just want, they can have, it's more so about sex nowadays, I feel like, where it's not really about building a bond with somebody and having a life with somebody.
I think the problem is when people include sex in dating. I feel like dating should just be dating, and then once you get past dating, you establish a relationship. I know you don't agree with this, Slim. Then maybe sex should come into play. But dating shouldn't always equate to, we having sex too.
Right. I agree with that.
And I think that's what challenges the integrity of being in a relationship. Because you might be dating somebody and having sex with them, but in your head, you're like, are we together? Or
right. And a lot of women settle for that.
That's why you don't ask.
You know what we think? If we don't get it then, she out of there. We need it tonight.
And then y'all get in and be like, I'm next.
Right from the club. And if she sipped on the bottle, guess what? She better either have $1 or she's going to have to come back with it.
If she sipped on the bottle.
Like, y'all split that bottle. Calm down. Like, y'all down Italian good.
Let's think about the ideal date night. Like, what would you consider the ideal date night?
Popcorn.
Not for this generation, just in general. Because this generation could be Netflix.
I'm a nature. I'm corny, though. So I don't need, no... Well, I don't know. Like, eating Jamaican food on the beach to me is like the.
Did you just say that you were corny?
Yes, like
that's a.
I love beaches. Like, I love to be outdoors. I love anything nature. We can go hiking. I'm not really a movie person. Like, I feel antsy. I get antsy during movies. Like, the last 45 minutes, I'm like, all right,
really.
The last 45 minutes. So if a guy came to you and he's like, he want to take you on a date, you'll be impressed if he said, let's go hiking and then have lunch.
Not out here. No, not out
here. Not in Vegas. Not with Big Red out here.
No, not out here. If we was in, let me think about out here then, because what's your perfect date? Let me have to think of mine in Vegas.
I think Top Golf is a good first date in Vegas. I know I work there, but it is. It's a good first date. Why y'all hating?
No, I would agree. Top Golf. I used to work for Top Golf too, and I would enjoy a date at Top Golf.
That's a good date spot for Vegas.
Cute.
You can go to Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is another good one.
So you like playing games?
Yeah, I like to be a little bit active. I don't want to get too active.
Bowling. I like bowling
right away. I'm terrible at bowling, so
I'm terrible at bowling too, but I would still like to go.
Okay. Perfect date nights. Okay, yeah.
For the first date.
You talking about how you gonna let them go and you ain't gonna go?
Oh, see, my date.
I don't date. I'm a man in 2017.
I'll take her to
That's a great date night. That's a date morning, matter of fact. No.
This is the first date, though. So this is the first date. So because date nights could be a little bit more intimate.
First date. Okay. Well, first off, I gotta ask you, what are my intentions with her? Am I just trying to
You're trying to love her twice.
That's right. To my buddy. Am I trying to hang out with her some more? Am I trying to?
You're gonna leave her alone because you're doing too much.
Right.
I don't know. Do I want to?
I told you he ain't dating.
You want to get to know her twice.
It's first date. First date
to get in a relationship. That should be why people date.
You felt lonely before you saw her.
Okay. Where would I want to go? You felt lonely.
Okay.
I don't know. I got so many places. You could take me out to eat. You can just take me to eat. I'm hungry.
She can take you
wherever.
Look at that attitude towards it. Where would you take your girl or a girl that you
the Hanging Gardens, one of the 8 wonders of the world. I'm the 7th.
So you gonna fly her out to a different country and take her to the Hanging Gardens for your first date?
Let me
doubt it.
That's lit.
So, what has been your go-to first date up to this point?
Man, well,
he lets them take him out on.
Well, no, see, it just depends upon. It depends, I be trying to I might try and go to the park, man. Kind of keep it real nice and. cheap.
Nice and free.
We might go see the water show at the Bellagio. You know what I'm saying? Might throw a couple pennies, make some wishes.
Let's walk.
You know,
Make some wishes.
you know, we might have a
God.
party. You
She
know,
gotta bring her own pennies though.
nah.
Nah.
I'm gonna just
These mine.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just walk by the one before that, swoop it down a little bit, get a couple, and then just let them dry off so I can throw them back in there.
So you have no idea for a first date.
What you mean? I just told you.
No, but I think what he said brings up
cool.
a good point, right?
That could be cool.
From a guy's point of view, in Las Vegas, there are a lot of women that would be interested in taking advantage monetarily. So a first date for a guy. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I think that's not what he said. I think that would be the reasoning for
I don't
going
even
with
think that was implied.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Because he started off with saying that women are going to take him out.
No, that's not what I said.
Why would a guy want a woman to take him out first in Las Vegas?
Twice. That's
why?
Tell us.
The gender roles reversing. Women make all the money now.
All right.
I'm just saying. I ain't seen a woman make 20 grand in a week. I ain't seen that again. I'm just saying. I don't know no man that's made 20 in a week. Actually, that's a lot. But still though.
I don't know.
Like that's what I'm saying. Women make more money than men these days.
Okay. So gender roles are reversing.
Correct.
So that means that you can't sponsor the first date.
I didn't say that.
Or that you won't.
I didn't say that.
Or that
if it's for me, I'm gonna cook. I'm like Chef Boyardee.
What are you gonna cook?
What you want to eat, girl? I got the pasta, the lasagna, the spaghetti.
That's pasta.
I want
all different types of spaghetti.
I like my girls fat, big bones. Right. And that which leads me to my next double standard. Who actually has more pressure on not being overweight, men or women?
On not being overweight?
Yes.
Yeah, it's more socially unacceptable for women to be overweight.
Yeah. Okay. So me liking fat girls isn't normal.
Do you like fat girls? Society standards.
Sometimes. Depends on if we going out to a buffet.
I think that is just more pressure for women to be small.
It's more pressure it is
for women to be slim.
Oh, for sure.
I have to check my
what did you say? Oh, you still popping, girl? Don't worry.
No, I just feel like.
You feel like you're not popping no more? No, we're gonna ask you now. I told you.
As long as you said, I feel like this is silly. See, women have a lot to worry about. Like, they have to worry about lipstick on my teeth and, anyways.
Okay.
Right. Appearance is a big thing for women. So here's one question. Do you think that as men or women get older, which one becomes more undesirable? When women age or when men age?
Oh, no. I've seen some cold cougars. Like some cold ones.
It all depends on how they take care of themselves. Like, I've seen... it just depends on how you take care of yourself.
Yeah,
I think in general, it's on the woman.
It's definitely women. Like, even when you pay attention to movies, like, as women begin to age, they become less and less as the main star in movies. But men can age and be really old, like Sean Connery, and he can still manage to play the main role.
Right, yeah, like Denzel.
And women just end up being somebody's mom, and now the young woman.
Which means Regina Hall still popping.
Regina Hall's not that old.
She's 50.
Oh, is she?
Maybe.
When was the last time she was a main role in a movie?
What you mean?
Yeah, first.
In the movie.
She was just on Girls Trip, wasn't she?
Girls Trip. That came out.
Okay, but yeah, those were for older women. That is different. That is different. Okay, so let's think about Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Now that was a role that Angelina Jolie got, and she was the main character, but she was also the older mom. It wasn't about her being beautiful. It was about her being a hater towards somebody that was young and beautiful. That's the images. That's the message that they get across. That when women get older, you get bitter, lonely.
Yep.
And you hate on younger women that are beautiful.
Facts. Yeah, that's why women hate women. That's real.
Like.
Oh my goodness. Whatever.
That's real.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I don't agree with that. Not one bit.
I mean, maybe that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's people that.
Yeah.
There's some dudes I don't like. There's women, that are.
But
I don't look at a woman like, oh, I can't stand her. Look at her. She dressed all night. Like, that's what I don't see.
Oh no, see, that's not what a woman's gonna do that doesn't like you. What she's gonna do is she's gonna get close to you and then go talk to your man or split your girlfriends up or something like that. That's
Is that
what-
what they do?
Right. How many? You've been watching Mean Girls.
I think
I'm like, calm down.
I think y'all secretly in on it and don't want us to know the secrets.
No.
That's what I think.
But let's talk about exes. Do you think that friends should date each other's ex-boos? Let's not say like real lovers, real boyfriends, but ex-boos that they maybe had a fling with. Do you think that friends should consider those people off limits? Or if it's like, I'm in a relationship now, my relationship is healthy, I don't care about anybody that I used to mess with. He's free.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself dating somebody's ex-boyfriend, one of my friends,
No.
because
Well,
I would
not
look
boyfriend,
into
but somebody
that
they
they
had a
used to
fling with.
deal with on a intimate level.
Longer than 3
Then,
months.
as a grown woman, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
What did you say?
I wouldn't care if my friends dated anybody that I've messed with. If I'm not with them and I don't want to be with them, I can care less. I'll be like, oh yeah, he's cool.
See,
Yeah.
that would be a topic. I mean, a discussion that would have to be, like, how would you feel if it wasn't, if it was sneaky behind your back? You know what I mean?
If it was sneaky behind my back, I still would kind of feel like it wasn't a malicious intent because maybe they just didn't know how to tell me.
Right.
Because I could be a little confrontational. So I can understand why somebody's like, I ain't telling no, I'm gonna wait for the right time, and then it comes out, and then it's like, yeah, sorry, I didn't want to tell you. I would be understanding in that situation, like, okay, for sure, I don't care about him.
I feel like I would be more upset in that situation, like, rather than you come and say like, hey, but you just talk to him about to date him or whatever. Like, at least seeing, is it cool with you? Or am I gonna make you mad? Is that gonna irritate you? Like, I feel like as a friend, that's a conversation to be had, rather than like, oh, I didn't want to tell you because I was afraid of how you're gonna react. It's like, that's a consequence to that action. So if you don't, you don't want those problems. What Twice? What you gotta say?
I was just admiring your shirt there.
Thanks. Word to me.
Freedom.
And you was talking about how you believe that, or you would be upset. And actually, you said you would give your friends the freedom to date, but you're wearing the freedom and don't want to give your people that aren't linked to you no more the freedom.
If it were done behind my back, if it was something that was trying to be hidden from me on purpose, then I would have an issue. I'm not saying I would have an issue with them dating somebody I used to talk to. What I'm saying is, if it wasn't something that was like, are you cool with this? Like, I could not care, but for you to not ask me if I care, that tells me that you don't care about my feelings.
Then it'd be okay.
You would take it personal.
I would take that personal. Yes.
When I moved out here, I thought it wasn't cool to get with your partner's girls. And then I got told otherwise and showed otherwise. And now
you said they started getting at my thing.
So and now as we're getting older, it's starting not to be cool again. So like, I was cool when I first moved out here. Now I'm not cool, and I'm trying to get cool again. So I don't know what's going on.
I feel like it's all about aging and because it's
we loving the crew.
I don't doubt that.
I'm telling you.
I feel like at a certain age, it's just boundaries that you just have to, not really have to, but there's just certain morals that you hold to a higher standard as you grow older. There's things that I've done when I was younger that I would never do today because I'm a different person than I was back then. But I feel like it's all about growing up. If we're talking about dating friends, boyfriends, I have done that to one of my closest. We're still friends to this day, but I was super young. I was 17.
The tea.
Right? No, I'm just being like, just because I have dealt with that, and I'm sure there's no. But it was definitely like something that was selfish on my end, something that was done with ill intent that I would never do to a friend today. But as you grow older and you learn from your mistakes, you just realize that you grow up and just learn. That's the bottom line.
That's real. We appreciate you. We really do.
Yeah, that was really honest.
Yeah, that's just what I was getting at. Keeping it honest. Love the honesty.
Oh, thanks.
Most definitely. So, what kind of projects are you working on right now? Anything?
Right now, I have so many songs that I have just been sitting in my email just in my laptop for
like beats
just songs that I've recorded that are finished that I've had for like 4 or 5 years, like over 10 songs. I'm still creating songs, so I'm just gonna start releasing songs over the next couple weeks and do a couple visuals and just to clear my library. I'm still working on a new project and an EP that I don't have a date for it. I'm just working and just seeing when it's gonna be done, but I am releasing the songs that I've been.
Like a mixtape?
An EP.
We got a title for it?
Not yet.
No. You leaning towards it? In one or two?
What style of music are you doing? Is it going to be like pop, like Boy Up, or
it's like I get music from different producers. Like I have a song actually from the same producer that did Boy Up. It's called Screwed Up, and it's more it's talking about love, but it's comparing it to drugs. Like I reference like promethazine, and it's more of like a chopped and screw where you can like kind of just chill like in your car. Like it's more of I feel like a down south kind of feel to it. And then I have more like, I don't have like any piano ballads yet, but it just honestly depends on how I feel when I write it. But it's definitely, nothing sounds like anything that's out right now, and nothing sounds the same as what I've already written.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I've literally just been sitting on, like, Boy Up I wrote 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, and I wasn't gonna release it until it got picked up on the show.
You wrote Boy Up.
Boy Up is
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was made like 3 or 4 years ago.
Nice.
Tell us again when the show Insecure is gonna air with your music.
Yeah, it's gonna on this Sunday, the 20th.
Okay.
I believe at 7:30. Like you have HBO Go, or like you can watch it like when they stream it on the East Coast. It's 7:30, but 10:30 out here.
Nice. Insecure. And your song about the run that thing. Okay, yeah, doing big things. Yeah. So
DejaNay,
go ahead.
Real quick before we all get up out of here, we're getting requests online to ask you to sing something.
I was going to say that. Can we get a line? Can we get one line?
It has to be my song. It could be whatever.
That's cool. It
can be whatever as long as you sing.
Yes.
That's all they said. Right? That's all they saying to sing, right? So they didn't get specific. We ain't gonna get specific.
Mm-hmm.
Sing some.
Who am I don't think I've ever known. But I've been looking, getting high and searching low. And I don't ever find the answer. 'Cause I don't think there is one to know. Because if there was an answer, then I should know exactly where to go. It feels like time is never on my side. I can't establish wrong from right. I'm trying to find a way, but I can't find a way. Can't find myself no peace of mind. Don't even sleep at peace at night. I wish I was a bird sometime, so I could fly away, so I could fly away, so I could fly away.
Hey.
They gonna have to pay for the rest. They gonna have to pay for the rest.
Oh, she hot over there.
They gonna have to pay for it.
Oh, we got a lot of cooking. Oh, the beat, low key. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, sensational. Man, that was exactly what. I'm glad you came up with it. Yes, because you asked a lot better than I was. I did.
Sing.
Sing now. Sing. I ain't gonna leave till you sing. Thank you.
Man,
I love when you sing soulful like that. That's my favorite style that you sing.
Yeah, I wrote that
felt
song
it
like
too.
almost 5 years ago.
It looked like you wrote it. It sounded like you wrote it. You were feeling them songs. I was in there. Okay.
You're twice over there doing the ad lib.
Like I was in church. Praise
No,
him.
very lit. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, most definitely. Have you dropped that song yet? What was that?
I actually put that on my SoundCloud a while ago, but then I put it private. I guess
what's going on?
It's a super old. I get self-conscious. I forget that people, like, it's old to me, but it's new to y'all. So like I just get really self-conscious.
Well, over here we like to bring back value to the things that are timeless, and that track right there was timeless. So I'm gonna need you to bring that back.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead, make it happen.
Back.
Yeah. So you got any final thoughts for us today?
Just live with love in your hearts, and don't let anything that's going on right now stop you from fulfilling your purpose.
Yeah.
Everybody has a purpose, and if you don't know your purpose, then sit with yourself and ask what your purpose is, and the answer will be given to you.
Love, that's love. You got any shout outs? Anybody else?
Shout out to my mom if she's listening. I love you, Mama Deb. Shout out to my cousin Kiera. Shout out to Is it all still live?
No, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm like, I just hear the commercial.
Yeah.
And shout out to y'all for having me.
Oh, that's
Everybody,
love.
thanks
That's
for
love.
coming.
That's love.
I appreciate it. Enjoy
Man, we
time,
appreciate
sure.
you coming, dropping the fire on the mic.
Dropping
Man,
the
we
mic.
over here.
Spit hot fire.
Appreciate it. I spit hot
Thank
fire.
you.
Very good.
Oh, you got any final thoughts today?
My final thoughts are to keep an open mind on other people's talents and to be supportive of your fellow friend.
If support is what we need in a community, which will bring unity. Love. So my final thought today is just a quote, and it's gonna make you think a little bit. And you may pertain it to your life, someone else's life, or however. I'm not gonna point you in the direction, but I am gonna show you the painting. Okay. So a rose that never wilts isn't a rose. And what else I need for y'all to do is go show some love to OverTheTopLv.com. Because if you're looking for the stars behind the bright lights in Las Vegas, you don't got to look no further. We got the painters, the poets, the artists, anybody that's doing anything right in the community. We try to highlight them, let them know that they are level above the rest because we just different. And one thing else I need you to do is go send your music to shenanigansontheradio@gmail.com. What we want to do is we want to run your music on 91.5 KUNV. So what I need for you to do is send me that information or that file song in a WAV format, and yeah, we're gonna make it happen and edit it too, because we regulated by the FCC and we don't need no entities going over the airwaves that don't need to be put there. You get what I'm talking about? And remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'd be a better place. Love, baby.